Welcome to the experience. I hope you enjoyed the last episode concerning relationship. Today, we want to talk about another experience. Please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Calvary Movies TV. We are having a visitor today that wants to share his experiences concerning business. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, can we know you?
I am Olokede Oluwafemi John.
Now, how did you start this business? We hear about Kings International. How do you start this international of a thing?
First of all, we need to thank God for a moment like this and for what He has been using our life for. The Bible says no one will receive anything except that it is given from above. So I want to thank God because of the salvation of my life. And ever since I made that decision, I've been so blessed. Everything that I do today, most of them, if not all, they come directly from God in form of information. And once God gives you an information and you work on it, definitely you are going to have results. So is it King's International School? Is it King's Farm? Is it Tolufe? All of them, they are defined projects. And we are running with it. And we are very, very thankful to God. Thank you.
Now, I want to start from King's International School. How did you get the vision? Is it after you graduate, you just had the vision that I should go and start school? Or what actually happened? Did you have any experience at all before you jump into starting a school?
My own experience, my own story is so different. When I finished, right from when I was in the college, I've made up my mind that I'm not going to do any government work. So when I finished, I was farming, and there was a Roman Catholic school nearby. It was a very new school. I went there. And that day I remember I wanted a job. They said they don't have a job for me. That the only available job is that of class helper. But I took it because I needed something to augment my farming business. So that was the entry point. I was into that school, and before I left that school, I ended up to be the headmaster of that school. It was a school, I think about 4 of us are blacks, the others are whites. I gained much of my experience there. Then the interactions coupled with what we have learned in school. So that actually helped me. So when as I continue, there was a point, Mr. A will come to me that, you are a great teacher. Another one will come, and I see my student doing well. So it was later that I sat down and I spoke to God. That was when I knew that the ability to teach correctly, I have it. And right from then, I've been developing it. And to God Almighty be the glory.
Now, I heard that in Oyo State, your school, let's put it that your school is one of the best. Why I said so is that your school have been representing Oyo State for some time now. Is it that when you were teaching before, is that how you have been doing it? Were you able to take them to that height? Or is it when you started your own that you now put all your energy and all your power there, and that's how the whole thing now excelled to such level?
No, that believe in me, and I started. So people are coming from left and right to help me. So what you see me doing today, it is not because I am doing my own job. And at a particular period in my life, I work with a local government farm. I was the farm manager. Go and check their record. I should be one of the best farm manager the local government ever had. So once I am at a place, I set up my target and I work to attain that target. That is me. So what you see me do today, it is not because of my work. No. Anywhere. Even if I have a club, my mind wants me to make an impact at that particular time. So in any club, in any church, in any way I am, I should be able to put in my best so that people can remember me for good. That is me.
Thank you so much. Now, another question I have is that, how are you able to diversify? You know, as in a school, you are not there if you are in the farm, you cannot be the same place at the same time. How are you able to cope with the school, the farm, and I think the third one too is also a farm? How are you able to cope, sir?
First of all, you need to understand the dynamics of the Nigerian economy. This is an economy that is not stable. Our policies are not stable, the economy is not stable. So when you set up a work, you have what we call system. You establish that system and you maintain, you cause that system to work. For example, in the school now, even if I'm in that school, you need an admission form. You don't need to see me before getting that form. We have the principal that has been trained, that has been told, that knows what is to do. So I don't personally need to be in any of my work before the work is done. But occasionally you need to sit with them, give them the vision, and make everybody to align to your vision. So if you do that regularly and you monitor, everything will go well.
Now, concerning the farm, sir, do you have farm manager? How are you able to do the administrative work of the farm?
It's to me it's so easy, because at the beginning, if it is animal section, I will give them a proposal that this year we are moving our cow business from 100, for example, to 150. So once we give them that target, you now break that main target to sub-sectors. To sub-targets. This is what you should do every day. This is what you should do every week. This is what you do every month. So when you now come, you only measure how far they have gone with what you have given them. And God is helping us. Occasionally you pay unscheduled visits. You just pump in and see how things are going. And when they have problems, sometimes they call on you. So in all these outfits, in all these economic enterprises, we have managers there that has been trained, and we give them focus, and we pay them for that focus too.
Thank you, sir. You know, some people might be listening now and say, it's money. When somebody is in money, you can go into business. How much did you have when you start King's International School? Maybe you have so much that, or maybe your father was rich, let me put it that way, was so rich that you now inherit it and now you are in money.
It's not like that. I think I was rich and I'm still very rich in ideas. But when you talk of monetary terms, I was extremely very, very poor. I think we started King's School with less than 3,000 naira. And that 3,000 naira was the salary I took, my last salary from the school I worked. That was the last salary I got there. And we proposed with my wife and the children that we are going to pump in this little money. So we pump in that little amount of money and we back it up with work. Because once your mind is there, once you have the will, there's going to be way. There's going to be way. So you don't need to wait until you have millions before you pursue your ideas. Like the farm, we just started. The piggery, we started with about 10 pigs. Sometimes it looks so difficult, but I continued. Sometimes I would need to go and tell them that next month I'm going to pay, give me feed. But as they are supplying pig feed, we are selling and we are paying that money. It got to a time we have that image. They know we have fidelity that once we promise we are going to pay. It got into a time from Ore, they will be supplying me pig feed, going to thousands and millions of naira. So that is how it works. Once you are consistent in what you are doing, you will get there. So it is not the matter of money, but have that purpose, the integrity, the honesty, and everything backed up by the power of God.
Now, sir, I go back to your background, sir. What made you have interest in agric? I think you study agric in the school too.
Yeah.
What is behind it?
I don't want to die poor I don't want to die a poor man. And I know money will not come until you create service. And I know if in Nigeria today, people can say I'm not buying any new clothes for the next 10 years because the wardrobe is full already. But no woman being in Nigeria can say I won't eat for a day And when you look at the population of Nigeria, till now, we are still begging God to raise Christian businessmen. The opportunities are there. The opportunities are there. So once you have that population, you have that idea, you create service. In time of King International School, I find out that people needed education. We gave it to them. We came in at a time when government are not ready and they are not competent to do what they are voted for. When every now and then it was strike. So that was when we came in. For King's Farm, we established that thing when there was a shortage of food, when there was a food crisis. Until today, we are still having the food crisis. A Congo of Gari now, or beans, you know how much it costs for. So even if you produce millions and millions of such grains, you will sell right inside your farm. By the grace of God, we make millions on the farm. We made millions on the farm. So once you know that this area needs an intervention, you go in, you make your money. Anytime you are able to provide service, your money, people go towards service. But as you look at the telecom, people want to speak. They want to bring the whole world to themselves. And somebody is able to provide that. No matter, you forget how much, what you spend on your handset today. If you calculate in a month, it's a great money. But will not matter. That thing doesn't matter to you because of the dividend you are getting from that thing. So that is how it works.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, these days, children, or not children, let me say the youths, they don't look towards that. And you talk about, when you want to do farming now, you talk about a tractor, you talk about harvester, and all those things, they cost a lot of money. Lisa, can you advise our youth, how can we start this? So we say, that is, my back is able to hold, that is the old time. Then how can you advise youth now that maybe even have interest in going to farming, but they are feeling that, how am I going to do this?
I think we need to learn this, that Nigerian education is, to me, is no education at all. Because the essence of going to school is not to speak another person's language. It's to find out who you are. It's to determine, to find out yourself. And during the course of your study, you must be able to say, okay, this is the kind of person I am, and determine what you want to do. So as teachers, we need to look at our values. Teachers and education in Nigeria, we are getting it wrong because we place all our value on money, and that is not it. That is never. So I want to tell these youths that having a good car, that is not money. That is not money. The greatest thing to me is the ability to live a life that you are going to be solution to other people's problem. To other people's problem. Today we say, Nigeria, we don't do this, we don't do that. It is high time this youth, they stand up and they become productive so that they can solve many of these questions and problems this nation is facing. Now, we talk of agriculture. When you are talking of agriculture, there are different types of agriculture.
Yes.
If, number one, you need to determine where you are going. If it is crop you want to go to, and you need a lot of machine, good. But if you cannot buy this machine, we have some people that rent out such machines outside. Then Rome is not built in a day, so says an adage. You start somewhere. I remember when I started my Fadama vegetable projects. Every dry season, I will go to the farm and I will ask the boys to be manually wetting the vegetables. But today we are able to have pumps. So when we get to the farm, the first time we bought for the first pump, we made money. Today we have pumps. So the ugu, the vegetable, a series of them that on the farm now, we wet them by that. So, and if you want to do the same and you don't have money to buy that pump, you can go and rent. You develop, just have that focus. Once you have that focus, then you see the business moving from one level of greatness to the other. And another problem these youths are having is that they are always in haste. If you make a profit margin of 100 naira, for example, you should know that 80% of that your profit should go into the business. And how big you are must not be seen or by the clothes you wear, but it must be seen in the idea in you, of course. So if you know that and you live within your means, the business will be going. So these youths, we just need to let them know that first of all, they need to know God. Number two, they need to define themselves. I've been begging my sons. I told them, look at your mother. She has been complaining about salary. Government is not paying tuition, pension. Government is not doing this, government is not doing that. Do you want to join the problem? So if they don't want to join the problem, what they need to do, I've been telling them, is to define themselves. If you are good at singing, sing and make your money from that. If it is farm, and by the grace of God, I know if they follow that, it's going to be all right. It is not, and I always warn them, there are principles in life. You walk before you sit down to have the harvest. So I wonder, I bleed in my heart when I see undergraduates buying expensive cars. Those things make me so sad. It's not because I don't want good life for them, but that is not the right time. And undergraduates getting money to build houses. I'm not saying one house, houses. If he now graduates and he's of 40, 50 years, what is he going to build? So there's a time in life and there's a corresponding thing you need to do at that particular time. So once our youth will remain focused and they follow that trend, things will be okay for them. I am begging them, they should not join the negative one. Who are the negative one? They call them Yahoo Yahoo. They should not do such things. If you can do Yahoo Yahoo, it means there's an aspect of your brain that is great. That aspect has ability to undo what somebody has done. But why are you using it the negative way? If somebody does that Yahoo Yahoo and is able to do it very well, if he stays in a very good condition, he should be able to use the same knowledge to solve solution of other people. That's it. So our youth, another one is that they don't want to work hard. All these things we are discussing, man, it doesn't come. You need to work. Let me tell you, there are times by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I will still be on the farm. I have to stay to make sure that certain things are done well. So you cannot just say you want to put hard work. 7 days make a week. Our God worked for 6 days.
Yes.
He only rested the 7th day. That tells you that God himself needs somebody who is working very, very hard. So our youth should emulate the ability of working hard. Nothing good will not, all things good will not come that easy. So if they are honest, if they take their time and they work very hard, sincerely, this country is the best country I've ever known. And if the richest black person can come from my country, that shows that Nigeria is great. We have a man called Dangote. He's in this Nigeria. So that is it. That's the way I see my country anyway.
With this economy.
Don't worry. Don't belabor yourself. I think I finished my secondary school 82. Right from 1982, people have been crying Nigeria or that. Nigeria is not good. Gary is on the increase. This one is on the increase. And today we are singing the same song. This present time we are now, 10 years ago, it was not as big as it is. Yes. And people are increasing. So nothing is wrong with our economy. Of course, you need to make greatest impact when the economy is down. This is the right time for all of us to stand up and make sure that we develop this so-called economy that is called bad. And I believe. So I love Nigeria. And the economy is open more challenges. Tell me what we are going to do. We have 180 million Nigerians.
Yes.
So that shows that we have 180 buyers. So nothing you are going to offer that we not see a lot of people. How many countries in the world has that market? Just last Christmas, we raised broilers. When a woman just came and bought everything. I was so happy because we used that to train some of our farm hands. And my children saw it, they were so happy. And what I wanted actually was that I want my children to learn that there's money in agriculture. In schools, you pay levies, different unnamed levy. The LI will come, the ZI will come, your boss, your this, your land, you pay taxes. But you can imagine we sell billions of cashew nuts in Ogbomosho without government asking for anything. So the opportunities, they are banned. So it is left for our youth to tap into it. We still need more hands, because the existing farmers in Nigeria, they are old and they are illiterate. So we are begging our youths to pick up the challenge and make this nation great again. I remember there was a time Nigeria, we export cocoa, we export yam, we export this and that. So let them come in so that we can develop the terrain and Nigeria will stand up to face the world power. Thank you.
In fact, our visitor has really shared so many things with us. But you know, what surprised me now is that talking about the agriculture, talking about crops, I even thought that it's only animals that we are going to mention here. But now you are talking about crops. Now, the question I want to ask is that, like, if I'm in a school and maybe I went to read Yoruba, the language, then how am I going to do? How am I going to survive with this economy?
The survival rate is so high. And let me correct an impression. When we started with animals.
Okay.
But at a point we realized that we just put seeds of vegetables and the vegetables are doing well. And in any business we have what we call trial period. I just bought some seed and I put them, I broadcast them just on the land, and the result was so amazing. People were coming, I want to buy vegetable, and we made little money. Then I sat down to tell myself that if I develop this, people can be coming to buy vegetables. So that was how we started on the crop side. Every year I spend my money to buy maize, because to have good piggery farm, you need a lot of maize.
Yes.
Then I decided, if I have the land, what stops me to grow? At least if I'm not growing growing maize for the community, I should be able to grow maize for my animals. Then we started. And at the time also, I realized that I have not been doing well, because occasionally my wife will pick the car, go to the market, and when she comes from the market, I'll be seeing her buying yam, buying tomato, buying pepper. And I go to the farm every day. So I told myself that I've not been doing well. So what I do by the grace of God is that majority of the things that I need, I grow them on my own. And my other reasons is that when you buy outside, you buy junks. By the grace of God, I plant vegetables that are organic. What are organic? Vegetables that you raise from animal droppings. They are healthy and they taste better than the other one. So that is how we are just developing on that. And by today we have crops, we have animal. I have been saying that your education has nothing with your occupation.
Okay, now you are coming to my question.
If you read Yoruba,
yes, sir,
and you are interested in anything, number one, is it right inside your heart? If it is right inside your heart, then you further the trading. If it is in agribusiness now, you need to go to a farm, learn how things are done. Then when you want to start on your own, don't start first of all on a large scale. Do something new. There's an area now, we call it Oya Productions.
Yes.
I realize the rich Nigerians, they don't want all these common animals. They are looking for snail, they are looking for Oya as their choice meats. Bush cutter.
Yes.
Bush cutter. So by the grace of God, as from April now, we are going to start on that. And we have already booked for 6 grass cutter. This grass cutter, and we are going to raise them. And as we are raising them, we'll keep proper record. We'll be able to know how to develop. And if the thing runs well, after that first 6, we can increase it to 12. You understand? And after that 12, you just keep on increasing. The market, the money will tell us what to put in. So once you read Yoruba or you read computer, and you ask yourself, where am I? Where is my interest? If you're interested in a particular area, you put your discipline apart and you develop it. Today, most of our 2 farm managers, they are not into agriculture. But I can say to the whole world, they are the best agriculturists by experience. One read computer, the other one read physics. But today, they know when to plant maize. They know they give injection to all the animals. So that is how it works.
In fact, you have educated us, not only educating us, but you have shared some light into some things. But sir, you know, along the line, there must have been some challenges Because Yoruba will say that it's not when you give birth to a child that the child started running. So can you share with us your experiences?
First of all, I want to advise that in anything you want to do, if you focus the challenges, you will not go far. So you need to have that mindset that as you continue, some problems will face you, and you are going to overcome that problem. When you look at, I told you the other time that the policies, educational policies, government policies in Nigeria, they are zero. They make a law today, they make another one that will spoil the first one tomorrow. If it is education, is it multiple taxes? Is it series of things? They say we are giving free education today, and tomorrow they come up. So the problems are banned. But once there's a problem, first of all, you have that target that we are going to solve it. If it is family business, number one is money. Is money. And government is solving that. But they are solving it in a way that a lot of people, they have not realized the impact of government on that sector. For example, it was just about 2 years, the Bank of Industry walked up to me. And that was when I knew that the government can give loan. And I got a loan about 3 million. If I needed 10 million, then they would have given. Because they wanted people that are already in that business to be financed. So once you have that problem, then you have what you call the senior partner. If it is school, you look for somebody who has been in that business before you, and they will teach you how to overcome. Another one is market survey. When you grow your crop, like me, I don't grow my maize at a time all the farmers are growing theirs. Because if you have maize to sell and I have to sell, definitely the price will go down.
Yes.
Like last year, I did not even plant a grain of maize. What I went in for was a potato, and I made money. As we speak now, I am doing Vadama, and what I planted in that riverine area is potato. Because I know that by the time the crop will come, a lot of people will depend on my potato to survive. That is how you make money. So if you don't have that market survey, it could be a problem. Sometimes you produce and you need to beg your buyer. And you know, agricultural products they are perishables.
Yes.
Then we have natural problems. Is it last year we have a disease called ASF, African swine fever. Yeah. We lost money. We lost money. As at that time, by records, we had more than 350 animals, and all of them were killed except 2. And this is a nation where insurance don't work at all. So the problems will come, but later you solve it. So the problems, I mean, another one is theft. When you are doing it, like our fishery now, when you are doing it, people will not just say, well done, well done. They will be greeting, saluting you. And as they are saluting you, they have it at the back of their mind that they will come back to steal what they are greeting you for. So there are challenges. There are challenges. But as somebody who is business inclined, you must not allow that challenge to put you away from it. Of course, when the African swine fever came, a lot of people came and they begged me, no, don't go into this business again. No, a lot of people has died as a result of this problem. I went in, not only went in again, I went in stronger. I went in stronger because the best time to invest is when business climate is not conducive. And by the grace of God today, we are singing another story. And we know that tomorrow will be very, very better. So the problems, they will be coming. Sometimes it could be as a result of planning. You see, even your workers could be problem. You know, Nigerian, they want to get rich quick. So when you have a poultry and you have a farm manager, the manager has an idea. He has a plan that is greater than your own plan. So they steal you, they do this and do that. But as I've told you, you put the right person in right place, and you actually have interest in what you do, then you pay unscheduled visits. And more than all this, you pray to God. Sometimes God, there was a night around 10 o'clock when I had worked and I needed the rest. But that spirit just told me that today we'll go and sleep on your farm. And when I called one of my sons, we got to the farm 11 p.m. When we got there, I realized that the night guard was right on his bed at home. So things like that, occasionally when you are led by the Spirit of God to do certain things, some things will happen that we know that it is God helping you. So the challenges, they don't only exist in agriculture, in education. No. Even as who tells you that we are going to wake up tomorrow when we sleep today? So we should know that God will do it. Everything is a risk, and with that mind, we just see that day by day things are getting better. So the problem must not hinder anybody or putting anybody away from any business that he is doing or he does.
Now, when you mentioned loan, something strikes me. I know of a person that is just a teacher in a school, and he said he's collecting loan. I said which loan? He said agricultural loan, and he did not have a land or anything to plant. What can you say to such area?
The previous government, that's why I will never say bad of the present government. I have a brother, he was looking for a job. He saw an advertisement on the radio and he did it. As we speak, they gave him 1.5. No refundable grants. So government is doing a lot. But Nigerians, sorry to use this word, many of us are dubious. You see someone who cannot identify a female pig from the male going to the Ministry of Agriculture to tell anybody that I have a farm. And most of the time you see this money going to the wrong hands. Then the people, the workers in the agricultural banks and the offices, they connive with their cronies to siphon out. If you know the amount of money government is expanding on agriculture, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. So when we needed that money, we just got an information that we should visit them. I visit. They wanted to give me money. I said no. I rejected. I said the only thing I begged for was that I want you to personally visit my farm. And I promised them that if it is, I'm going to finance your trip from the headquarters Ibadan to my farm. And at that point, they decided that they are going to come. And one day they called that they are in Ogbomosho. We went to the farm and they were surprised. Of course, by the time they got to the farm, I was already on my farm where, and they saw it. So but when they saw things at work, they were so surprised. Of course, the amount they asked me to take, I said no. Since I'm going to repay back, and as I told you, when you are dealing with any human being, you build a relationship. So what I did was that I took the least loan. I took 3 million. And by now, they know. So if I'm able to pay that within maybe 6 months or a year, if I now go for 6 million, 10 million, they will know I built a relationship. Yes. They have known that at this, the 3 million was to be paid 3 years, and this man pays 6 months. So even if I ask for 10 million, they won't be able to refuse. They won't, and truly, there is no amount you get in you put into agriculture that you are not going to have it. Cashew is coming now. In a month's time, we are going to have cashew. Once you pick the nut, you pick money. You pick money. So, and the only problem another problem is that people are not faithful. When they even take the source money, even the so-called agriculture, they are not faithful into paying back. And you see this politician collecting source money to do political campaign just because of the power they have. And that's why our nation remains what it is. God Almighty will deliver us.
Amen. We have had the experiences, and it has been great indeed concerning the school and also farms. In fact, Mr. Lokede, you are a man of, how will I put it now, of different sides.
I thank God.
We are seeing a farmer and also a proprietor, and I don't know. In fact, it's just giving us examples in all the fields. We thank God for you.
Thank God.
I hope if you call you next time, you will answer us.
No, I am going to answer several times.
You are welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have had a lot. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Calvary Movies TV. And also, if you have any question, drop it on the comments. You can also see us on our Facebook, The Experience, Janet Olubumiare. On Instagram, Janet Olubumiare, The Experience. You are welcome.